Yes, it's John G. Sutton here. Tales from the jails. I'm going to talk today about HMP Brixton, which is now a Category C prison, a training prison. It was built 203 years ago, and it currently holds nearly 800 inmates. It was built to hold 500, and the cells are really quite small. Actually, they're not 6 foot by 12 foot, and they're twoed up. And what they are, there's been an adverse report, you see, by the Ministry of Justice, who's saying that the inmates, although it's supposed to be a training prison, they're not getting a great deal of training, getting a lot more banged up in the cells. Have you seen the state of it? Have you seen the state? This is what the government actually thinks about the prisons. I mean, look at this. You can see that? Yeah, it's a not very good picture, but there you go. Yeah, that's HMP Brixton in London, yeah? A medieval pile. A disgraceful dungeon serving the 21st century. Listen, knock it down. It's central London, and build somewhere proper on the outskirts, you know? Take it to Slough. Come friendly bombs and drop on Slough. It isn't fit for humans now. John Betjeman wrote that, by the way. So you could stick the prison there, stick it somewhere, but in the middle of London, a disgraceful dump like that. And the Ministry of Justice saying it's not fit for purpose. People are in there supposed to be trained and rehabilitated into society, but the education courses, apparently according to the MOJ, the basic education courses are proving futile because inmates are failing the courses because they're just not getting access to the proper facilities. It's not fit for purpose. What the MOJ said was, if it's going to be used at all, then it should be used as a base, like a hostel, you know, for access into London, and that the occupants of HMP Brixton be allowed into the community to work. So they'd use it like a halfway house. But that's not what it's being used for at the moment. It's being used as a lockup. As I say, there's nearly 800 inmates in there, and it was designed over 200 years ago to hold just over 500 inmates. So what's going on? I mean, nowadays they've got sanitation in the cells, but what they've got is two beds close together with a toilet in the middle. I mean, if you booked into a travel lodge or a Premier Inn or a cheap hotel, and you found out that your ensuite actually consisted of 2 beds with a bog in the middle, you know, you wouldn't be staying there, would you? Certainly not twice, yeah. Anyway, I suppose it's better than the one I had when I was in the army. When I joined the army, I think about 20 of us in a barrack block. It was a wooden hut, yeah, and there were about 20 of us in there, and the beds were about 6 foot apart, and you had a locker, and you kept it all in there, and the NCOs would come in of a morning, throw your kit all over the place, shout at you, your boots are not fit, you know, you've not made your bed properly, have you seen the state of this beret? Take your beret off and throw it through the window. Those were the days. They don't do it like that now, do they? You've got to treat recruits with a bit of respect. Unlike when I was in. This is not honestly the truth, this. When I was in, there was a great big sergeant, must have been about 6'5", a real industrial size unit, you know. And he used to shout and bawl and left, right, left, and keep your... It was painful, you know. But I mean, you joined the army, so... Basically, you expect that kind of thing, but you certainly did in the 60s when I joined. But at night, he came round at night one night. I was in bed, fast asleep, and it would be about 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock. And this giant sergeant came in with 2 NCOs and started throwing people out of bed. Well, I didn't know he was doing this until he came to my bed and threw me out of bed. Threw me onto the floor, because I didn't know who it was. But it was the mad sergeant, giant sergeant. All I did was see that there was somebody standing over me laughing. I didn't know who it was. I could see the feet, the big boots, and the trouser bottoms. So I put my hand under the trouser, on the bottom of his trousers, and pulled the legs from under him. Well, this 6'5" sergeant come crashing down to the ground. I didn't know who it was, but a big bloke come crashing down to the ground. Then I was about to elbow him right in the forehead, put him out of his misery, when the two NCOs grabbed hold of me. Yeah? No. He pulled me back. Otherwise, I would have probably terminated him. Certainly would have. He was already unconscious because he hit the floor that hard. They dragged this giant sergeant out. Dragged him out. Yeah, they never said nothing to me, except a couple of days later I got sent for by the sergeants and the NCOs, and they said, Mr. Sutton, have you ever thought of applying for Special Forces? So I got transferred to Aldershot, to the Parachute Regiment. Yeah, those were the days there. But recognise your potential. That's what I think. Do they do that today? I don't think so. But listen, HMP Brixton, it isn't fit for purpose. It looks disgusting. It's an anachronism. Like them all, like Wandsworth, Pentonville, Wormwood Scrubs, HMP Manchester, Armley Jail. These are dungeons that were built 200 years ago. They are not to serve today. I mean, you get put in there, you lose hope. What we've got to give inmates is the hope of rehabilitation. Listen, I know that there are certain people that will not be rehabilitated into society. People like, I don't know, the Moors murderers, they should never be rehabilitated, all that nonsense. Can't do that. These people are locked up forever. And certain people who are just too dangerous to be let loose. I sincerely hope that Charles Bronson gets out this time. I mean, what on earth has that man done? I mean, all right, he took an arts teacher captive and held him hostage. He was just being Charles Bronson, he wasn't going to hurt the man. I don't believe he was anyway. Have you seen my TikTok channel, Jailer John? I put some new stuff up today. I've expanded it now to include a bit of comedy. Should I show you one of my comedy sketches here?
Okay,
yeah, here we go. I'll show you one of my comedy sketches. Where are we? Which one? Oh yeah, here we go.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Big spender.
Yep, we've got another one here. That's it, yeah. That's Prince Harry. He's having a laugh, isn't he? That's what I thought. Anyway, that's on my TikTok channel. You go into TikTok, type in Jailer John, and you'll get up there. There's other bits as well. Some serious stuff about criminals that are on there. Ex-executioners and stuff like that. And don't forget, you really should be reading my book, HMP Manchester Prison Officer. It's on Amazon. And now is the time. You've all been dreading, I know that. The Song Dinger. By which you are all familiar, I take, yeah? Right. Well, I'm going to sing you a song now. Well, it's not singing. I'm going to torture this, yeah? This is going to be Imprisoned by Me but I think it's an appropriate song. This is a bit of an Irish rebel song. This is done by the Dubliners, among other people, of course. It's called The Fields of Athenry. Now, Athenry is an area of Ireland, and in the song they talk about Trevelyan, who was the one of the lords of the area, who imprisoned people and had them exported to Australia. There's a series on TV at the moment with Miriam Margolyes. I highly recommend it. It's very good. It's about Miriam Margolyes goes to Australia. She's a highly intelligent, amusing, interesting, very witty lady. Yeah, I like Miriam Margolyes. So here we are. It's your last chance. See Larry. He's bolting the doors now as he leaves the premises, and he's running up those moors, chasing goats. He tells me that he's not into sheep. He likes goats, though. Good on you, Larry. Thanks to all of you who are making comments here. I like that. Gives me some incentive to keep going. So don't forget to get a copy of my book. The audio book's really good. I got a copy myself. I had to buy it, you know. I didn't send it me for free. That's the way it goes, isn't it? I think that's success, isn't it, eh? You're an author and you got to buy your own book. This is at the Fields of Athenry. I'll do my best here. You know, I'm really trying to make these sound melodic, which is pretty difficult considering, you know, you've got a voice like Tom Jones on steroids. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling, Michael, they are taking you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free, against the famine and the crown. I recalled they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Oh, our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lives to hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. There you go. The Fields of Athenry. I reckon they've all withered away now after hearing that. Tales from the Jails, John G. Sutton. My book's on Amazon. HMP Manchester Prison Officer. Hey, and get rid of that dump HMP Brixton and all the rest of the horrible centuries-old dungeons.